Ladies and gentlemen, after a long wait, the boys had to get rejuiced up, but the boys are back. And I want to say, Cam, we were doing a little bit of reminiscing before the boys went live. But we are so happy to see you back, Cam. I know you had a hell of a time on your cruise. So happy to have you back. And I do want to go out and say this episode is sponsored by Body Armor. And the
No free
reason why
plugs. No free plugs.
it's not for free. Yeah, it is. Well, technically, it is for free. But the reason why I said that we're sponsored by this particular brand is because, Cam, it is company Christmas season, company Christmas party season. And we had our company Christmas party last night. Your boy had a good time. Boy got all dressed up, had a bow tie on. But man, I don't know why they caught it on a Thursday, knowing we got to work on a Friday because the boy is hurting today, Cam. But enough about me. Mr. Tropical, Mr. Save some sun for the rest of us. Cam, how we doing, brother?
Doing good, man. I'm glad to be back. I was joking with my cousins when we were on the cruise. Tuesday rolled around and I was getting ready to get on the Fat Katz, man. I was ready to go. But great week of vacation. It was needed. Some would say it was earned, some would not. But
It's earned,
we're
brother. It's earned.
back in full blast. Had to throw it back to Friday this week. Big Wade was traveling all around the world, it seemed, but got back on track, man. I'm glad to be back for episode 35 here. Right before Christmas, right before New Year's, getting into the holidays. I do want to remind everybody before we get into it, you can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Just type in the Fat Katz Podcast. That's KATZ.
KATZ.
Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Wade is tearing down some kava right now.
Dude, I ain't eating lunch, man. It's been a busy day. I'm putting a hurting on some food. But speaking of socials, Cam, if anybody wants to see a photo shoot, here at about right now, timestamp guy. It's 12:38 p.m. It is currently the Big Dog 1 and Big Dog 2's lunch break, and we're working around the clock for our listeners. But you want to see some fire content of standing/sitting on business, you check out the Instagram/YouTube, well, not the YouTube, Instagram post that our social media man Cam is going to post. But Cam, before we get into the podcast, man, I did want to talk a little bit of football. This transfer portal this year, and I know every year it's going to continue to build like this. It reminds me, it's absolutely insane, one, but it reminds me these guys, it's like they're committing again to go play college football. They have three schools that they're deciding between. They're putting on hats. So, like, what is going on in college football, Cam?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's the wild
Is this for the good? Is this for the better, or is this for the worse?
That's tough to say. It's crazy. It's the wild west, man. I hate, I don't know if it's for the better of the sport, but it's for the better of the kid for sure. Mm-hmm. My argument, I've always been on this wave, is a coach can pick up and leave whenever he wants. There's no reason a kid should have to sit out a year for transferring schools. But with that being said, man, some of these guys,
there has to be a max of how many times these guys can transfer, I think.
Yeah, and there's 2,000 guys in the portal right now. There's going to be a lot of guys that they don't know it yet, but they've taken their last snap at college football. And that's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in. And you have the right to get in the transfer portal, but you also have the right to not get a scholarship when you get your ass in the transfer portal.
Yep. And see, the thing is, too, that I don't understand. NC State has a lot of guys that do this. And, Cam, I'm not going to say any names because this guy may actually listen to the podcast, but he is an NC State wide receiver. He is from Charlotte. He was a starter at a top 25 Power 5 school. He enters the portal, and he commits to I think they're in
Don't slander.
I think they're in Northern Illinois Conference.
Don't slander this team, big dog. Don't you do
it. I guess you go from playing on Saturdays to Wednesdays. Maybe that's the cool thing, or Tuesdays, whatever. What is it, Wednesday nights they play?
Yeah, and I
know what I'm talking about?
I can attest that this guy does not listen to this podcast, and I'll say it. He transferred from NC State to Eastern Michigan.
Mr. Rooks, what the hell are you doing, man?
Dude,
what are you doing?
I saw that and couldn't believe it. And no hate, if you play that's higher than I ever played, that's higher than you ever played. So no hate, but that guy was once one of the most sought after receivers ever.
He was a 4-star.
And Sometimes life throws stuff at you. We don't hate. We don't.
Yeah, we don't hate. We appreciate. You're doing better than us. So congratulations
Doing
to
a
you. I
lot
hope you're
better.
taking a bag in Eastern Michigan, and I hope you get the playing time you deserve. But speaking of transfer portal, man, I mean, it's been absolutely insane. I think right now the biggest guy on the transfer portal is Cam Ward. Am I wrong on that?
You are. It's Walter Nolan, former #1 overall recruit out of Grimsley, Texas A&M defensive lineman.
Really?
He's the only five-star in the portal right now,
Did not know
according to
that.
1-3.
Did not know that. Interesting. Okay, Cam, thank you so much for fact checking me. When in regards to that quarterback I just mentioned, that Cam Ward guy,
Yes.
Florida State is up there. I think he had a visit to Miami.
Yes.
Where's he supposed to land? It's cool, man, because it's like we can go and check these guys' crystal balls like they're seniors.
Yeah. And I'll say before we get into it,
to go.
one of the coolest things that I like from the transfer portal is seeing guys that I remember their recruitment in high school and then seeing their name pop back up. But you were talking about Cam Ward. Already took a visit to Miami. He'll be in Tallahassee this weekend. I don't see that guy making it out of Tallahassee.
I don't either.
If he makes a trip to Columbus, I was talking about this with my guy KB. If he makes it to Columbus, they might as well, wave him goodbye because he won't make it out of Columbus without a commitment.
But see, the thing is with Ohio State too, I have a bunch of buddies that are Ohio State fans. They have a 5-star quarterback coming in. So I'm curious what they're going to do on that. And I mean, even now, I mean, speaking for both of our teams, Kentucky and NC State, we both have 2 studs of quarterbacks coming in. I know Kentucky has probably a better guy than State does. State has a very experienced guy coming in. System-wise, I think both of these guys fit great into our systems. It's turning into almost like I don't even know what to compare it to. You don't have to recruit anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, you have to recruit, but you can now rely back on the transfer portal. State did not have that good of a recruiting class. We did, but we were ranked mid-tier in the ACC. And now you look at our transfer portal class. We have 3 new starting offensive linemen coming in. 2 of those are former 4-stars. We had 2 former 4-star wide receivers that have transferred to us. And we have a stud quarterback that threw for 34 touchdowns and 4 interceptions last year. I'm sorry, 36 and 4 last year coming in from Coastal Carolina. I mean, dude, I don't know, man. It's shocking. We have a good class coming in. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. But what's your thoughts? What initial thoughts on Kentucky so far?
Well, to your point on don't have to recruit, in my opinion, the transfer portal gives you something that you weren't able to do, which is if you miss out on a guy in the class, you can fill that hole. I don't think you want to completely recruit from the transfer portal because at the end of the day, these guys are in the portal for a reason. But if you can fill holes with the transfer portal, which I think Stoops has done an incredible job of doing so far, that's the way to do it. We saw in Colorado when you completely overhaul your team with a transfer portal class, it might not work out. 2 guys I want to point out in State's class real quick. 3 guys actually. Zeke Correll, Notre Dame center transfer to the Pac. Kentucky wanted him bad. So also State flipped a 4-star edge commit from Kentucky to State. So 2 guys Kentucky wanted, 1 Pac, 1 goal. Wesley Grimes is incredible out of Wake Forest.
He's a stud, yeah.
One of the best receivers
too.
Yeah, one of the best receivers in the country. And you alluded to the quarterback, man. Grayson McCall, hell of a football player. 0-5 against Cam Taylor in high school, though. But I will talk about Kentucky's class real quick. 4-star transfer running back Chip Trainum, split carries last year for the Ohio State University. But, I mean, the prize of the class so far has to be Brock Vandegrift, former 5-star, number 3 overall recruit from the University of Georgia. 2 years of eligibility left. Also add Raymond Cottrell, who was a 4-star wide receiver out of A&M in the greatest recruiting class of all time. And then Jamori Macklin, who was the number 2 portal wide receiver recruit at the time he committed. So 2 incredible classes for the boys. Excited for the football season already. We'll get into it as the season comes around, but Kentucky's schedule, you look at it and you go, this could be a special season. So, yeah, man, super, super fun news in the transfer portal. I know some teams maybe not as excited. Our boy Our boy Justin comes to mind.
I haven't seen Clemson do anything yet, buddy.
Well, no. Dabo broke his transfer portal silence by offering a Division II tackle. That's all he's done so far in the portal this year.
Hey, that boy from Spartanburg better start talking shit again. Dabo is going to somehow land Cam Warden yet. Next thing you know.
Ward, we totally skipped out, man. Let's do first favorite and forgotten here. We got real excited about this.
The boys got excited. Hey, it's been a while, Cam. It's good to see you again, brother. But first, I think everybody's first for number 35, if I'm not wrong, Kevin Durant. If anybody else thought of another 35, please let me know.
Yeah, speak for yourself. First, Mike Tolbert, Charlotte legend.
Good one for any of the Panthers fans listening. Hope y'all win on Sunday. But favorite, I'm gonna do. This was one of my favorite players growing up. We're not a baseball pod, but I've always been a big Justin Verlander guy. He wears 35, so Verlander, I'll give you my favorite.
Yeah, my
and
favorite.
His wife is hot too. I think his wife's what's her name? Kate Upton. Yeah.
Yep, that's factual. If you didn't have a crush on Kate Upton when you were a kid, you're lying. Derek Willis is going to be my favorite. If anybody outside of my family knows that name, I'm extremely impressed.
Yeah, no idea
former Kentucky, former Kentucky Wildcat from the state of Kentucky, was on that De'Aaron Fox Malik Monk team. Just real fun player from the state. So always going to be one of my favorites.
This isn't, and I haven't forgotten this week. This isn't really a forgotten. He's been doing pretty good this year. He will be a forgotten once Mr. Dobbins comes back. But Gus Edwards is going to be my forgotten 35.
Gotcha. My forgotten is forgotten, I would say. Chris Kaman, former NBA center for the Clippers.
Nice.
13-year NBA career. Chris Kaman, going to be my forgotten. People forget he was a solid center for 13 years.
Speaking of centers and power forwards in the NBA, never mind. We'll get into that later. But Cam, I see you got some really interesting stuff, man. You got a couple game balls from the Cruise. I want to hear it, brother.
Yeah, man. First game ball is going to my guy Allen from the Cruise. I befriended him. Ward knows me. I'll find a way to talk to people. Go out of my way to talk to people. Allen from Dayton, Ohio. Met him at karaoke, and there was karaoke was going on. It was a lot of really good singers, and there's this family behind us who I think was probably a church family because they're all incredible singers. They ran karaoke basically the whole night. They were killing it. My guy Allen gets up there, man. Sloppy white guy, just kind of moseys on up there. And all you hear from the back of the room is, "You better bring it, pork chop. You better bring it." Dude, Allen gets up there, kills it. Did about 3 shows a night at karaoke, so I want to give a huge shout out to Allen because he deserves a game ball from the Cruise for sure.
Allen, shout out to you, brother. Congratulations. My first shout out, weekly game ball. Let me give it to the Raiders, man. The Las Vegas Raiders get shut out last week, and then this week come in and put up the most points in franchise history. I think they put up like 65 or 63 points last night, and they also beat their rival, who is the Chargers. Thank you, Maddie. Madison grabbed my food, by the way. She's going to do the dishes. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah. Anyway, where was I at, Cam? They put up 63 points or 65 points or whatever, and they beat their rival Chargers, and they were Mike Staley's last time coaching for the Chargers. So congratulations on firing a coach.
Brandon Staley.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Staley. He sucks anyway. None of us are going to know who he is here soon. But yeah, they good for the Raiders. I'm rambling, but good job.
Yeah, Raiders. This is the second most points scored by a team after being shut out in NFL history. They scored 63 on Thursday night. You want to know what year the record came in, Ward? Give me a guess. 1934. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Cincinnati Reds 64-0 after losing 17-0 to the New York Football Giants the week prior.
I did not know that. How many points did interesting. Okay. That's pretty cool. How many points did the Dolphins put up against the Bears this year?
It was 70 against the Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah. So not the most this year, also not the most coming off a shutout, but a pretty historic performance in Las Vegas on Thursday night.
That was pretty cool. Shout out to the Raiders. Cam, I know you got another one. Let's hear it, big dog.
Yeah. I don't know if this is warrants a game ball, but man, this Ohtani contract is crazy. Not a baseball podcast, of course, but $700 million over 10 years is incredible. And then you get into like the nooks and crannies of the contract. He's only taking $2 million a year for the first 10 so that they have cap space basically. And he's deferring the rest of the $68 million to the next 10 years. So basically it's a 20-year, $700 million contract. But I mean, I've never heard of anything like that, so I thought that was cool, something to point out real quick.
Hey, ladies, gentlemen, for anybody listening that wants kids, thinks about having kids, or has kids, teach your kid how to hit a damn baseball, because you're not seeing any other sport pay like this unless you want to go play soccer somewhere. But that's like, I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, play baseball, ladies and gentlemen, play baseball. My second game ball, and I think this one, I don't really have to talk too much about it. Joe Flacco. The guy came in, threw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Cam, I know you're not a big fan of the Browns, but we'll see what old Big Joe Flack has to do this year.
There's just something about Flacco. I don't know, just something I trust about him. Shout out Stabby if you don't know what that's from. Let's get in the UFC, Ward. Your boy.
UFC, man.
296. Huge weekend for your guy, Colby Covington. Takes on Leon Edwards for the championship. I want you to give us your thoughts before I get into it.
Hey, before we get into it, Cam, why aren't we there right now?
Laughs in the group chat.
If anybody wants to know, I proposed to Cam and our other buddy Fry. I wanted to go to this fight. I said, boy, we always talk about going to Vegas on a boys trip. I said, boys, let's do it. I sent them this probably in June whenever they announced it. I said, let's go. Tickets release in September. Let's go ahead and get our flights, get our hotel. We'll buy tickets as soon as they come out. Let's make a weekend of it. Have a hell of a time. We could have gone to a Raiders game, could have gone and seen a crazy fight. But anyway, long story short. But Cam, Leon Edwards, Colby Covington. If anybody knows me, you know Colby's my boy. He's American. He's a wrestler. He talks trash. I've liked him before the trash talking came around. But Colby, man, this is his last shot. Colby's getting old. This is going to be his third title shot. You know what they always say, third time is a charm. Styles make fights. Leon Edwards beat a guy in Kamaru Usman twice that Colby has lost to twice. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. I really do. I'm riding with my boy either way. Even if he was fighting Hulk, I'm still going to ride with my boy either way. But Cam, give me Colby, man. Give me Colby by unanimous decision. Lots of wrestling involved.
I'm on the same point as you, dog. Like, one thing Kamaru Usman has is a lot of pride. He was standing and banging with Leon Edwards. He wanted to out-kickbox Leon. Colby doesn't care, dog. No. He's going to be crotch sniffing this whole fight. He's going to be chasing single legs, double legs, getting on the fence, wearing them out. I think Colby wins this fight kind of handedly, kind of like in like a Sean Strickland versus Adesanya. Kind of
you better bet some money on that, man. What is what's it at? What's the line at? Isn't it Leon like minus 220 or something like that?
We'll get on it later, but Colby is plus 156 right now.
Wow. Okay.
So 1.5 to 1.
Okay. Not much.
But yeah, I think Colby wins out right here for sure.
Only thing I'm worried about, man, Colby, I will say, you were talking some trash about Leon's father who is dead, and Colby's in his head. I can tell you that Colby's in his head. Hopefully, it's like a McGregor Aldo situation where he gets in his head a little too much. Colby's McGregor, and Leon comes out and tries to do some crazy stuff and gets caught. So I think I don't know who's. I know there is a lot of people that aren't pulling for Colby. I don't know anybody that's not pulling for Colby.
Yeah. We're gonna play a game here, Ward. We're gonna play a game called Ward tries to pronounce that name. So next fight is yours.
Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
Close it up. I'm going Royval here.
I'm going with which one is the Brazilian champion that was talking trash to his dad after he won last time?
Pretty sure it's Pantoja.
Give me Pantoja.
All right. There we go. All right, let's play round 2 of Ward tries to pronounce that name. Ward, you are up, brother.
Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'm taking him. He's good.
Close. It's Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Rachmaninoff. There we go.
Yeah, he'll
So,
be fighting.
Wonder
He's
Boy.
fighting Stephen Wonder Boy. Yeah.
Everybody loves Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy is the American, but Cam, this guy is 16-0 with 16 finishes. Shavkat, I don't know how you can. You know what I wanted to do, Cam? You know what I really wanted to see happen? So as everybody knows, Ian Gary was supposed to fight on this card. Okay. Yeah. Ian Gary pulled out of his fight for some stuff he had going on at home. You know what I really wanted to see? Belal Muhammad is the backup for Colby Leon. Mm-hmm. I am not a fan of Belal Muhammad at all. If he's such a stud, give him to Shavkat. Let Wonder Boy and let Wonder Boy fight Luque, which I know they've already fought, but let Wonder Boy Luque fight. Let Belal Muhammad and Shavkat fight. That's what I thought would have been a replacement. Wonder Boy is old and he has one more shot at the title. He's not going to do that, but those are my initial thoughts. Cam, Shavkat, Wonder Boy, who do you got winning and how?
Yeah, I've got Shavkat, knockout.
Nice.
I love Wonder Boy, but this guy is incredible. A lot of people are saying that the reason that your boy Cum Shot isn't making 170 anymore is because he doesn't want to fight. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Oh, no,
don't shoot the messenger.
Hey, the names are pretty similar. So
yeah,
Shavkat, Cum Shot, I don't know.
Yeah, and that was the last rendition of Ward tries to pronounce that name.
I can pronounce the rest of these names.
Tony Ferguson training with our boy Goggins versus Paddy Pimblett. Who you got, Ward?
You go first.
I got Tony Ferguson.
Man. Let's go, dude. I do too.
Yo, you put David Goggins in somebody's corner. I'm taking that guy.
I know. Last time we had a big argument over there. Or you beat me in one of our UFC pick'ems because I picked Tony Ferguson. But dude, he doesn't just have Goggins in his corner. He's been with Goggins the last 8 weeks.
Yep.
He has that Goggins mentality. I do not like Paddy Pimblett. Paddy was talking some crazy stuff. He had his little flippy hair, looks like a little skateboarder, and press conference yesterday. So give me Tony Ferguson, USA, baby.
And people don't talk about Paddy Pimblett. Last time we saw him, got his ass beat.
He did get his ass beat.
So
Tony Ferguson looks old, man. His facial hair is gray. I hope you don't get caught.
I'm taking Tony in the send-off, man. He puts the gloves down in the middle of the cage and walks out.
Yeah.
Last fight on the card, the replacement fight, Josh Emmett, Bryce Mitchell. I love Bryce Mitchell. I think he pulls this one out. Josh Emmett, he's kind of on a run here, but hasn't been super impressive. So I'm going to go Bryce Mitchell.
I'm going Bryce Mitchell as well. Bryce Mitchell is taking this on 9 days' notice. And I'm not sure if he made weight. I'll have to check and see. Did anybody miss weight? Because they weighed in this morning. I haven't seen any notifications yet.
I didn't see anything where anybody missed yet.
Okay. Maybe they haven't weighed in yet. But anyway, Bryce Mitchell, I hope you get it done, big dog. You know, I'm a Bryce Mitchell guy. So give me Bryce Mitchell. So, Cam, I think right now we only have one. The only difference we have is Patoja and Roy.
Yeah. That's usually how it goes, it feels like. So, maybe a fade Fat Katz on this one. But huge news right before we got on. Chargers finally fire Brandon Staley. Well-deserved, we'll say that. Former Chargers defense coordinator with Rams defense coordinator, Aaron Donald and our boy Jalen Ramsey. Maybe got that guy a job, it seems like. And he's been awful. That's the only way really to put it. So glad for Chargers fans they got that guy out of there.
And, look at what they did against the Jags last year in the playoffs. They were up by 28 points and blew it. So I'm curious where Brandon Staley ends up. Because there's a lot of teams looking for a head coach on the market right now, or there will be after this year.
Dude, if he gets a head coaching job, I'll just say I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, that's true.
After this, you got a franchise quarterback, great offense, and you're a defensive guy, and you can't stop people. I can't see that guy getting a head coaching job anytime soon.
Also, speaking of head coaches, Cam, I did not put this on here. Did want to cover this. Robert Kraft came out and announced that they will be parting ways with Bill Belichick. Not sure if you saw that or not.
Is that confirmed? I saw the report.
Sports Illustrated posted it. So. Okay. If that's a reliable source, I have ESPN not posted it, but Sports Illustrated posted it. And Really curious what happens in New England because, this guy is, 73 years old now? He's old,
Yeah.
man. He's old, and I'm curious if he's going to go take another job or what's going to happen. I'm sure everybody's going to go after him. It's Bill Belichick. But,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Crazy.
we're talking about head coaches. How to throw that out there.
Crazy. If that's true, I saw the score posted it. I didn't know that Sports Illustrated posted it. If that's true, that's wild.
Yeah.
But I do want to get into your first reaction from the college football playoff getting announced. I had a conversation with my guy Caleb Baker, KB, football coach. I coach football with him, but
Caleb Barker for a second.
Nah, he's a Florida State fan, so we had a talk, and but I want to hear what you have to say first, Ward.
Do you want me to hear what I say as an ACC fan or as a college football fan?
Both. Give me both sides of the argument.
Okay, ACC fan. Florida State absolutely got robbed. Yep. Florida State is a Power 5 school. They went undefeated and they won a Power 5 conference. And you're telling me that they're not one of the best 4 teams in college football. You are absolutely wrong. As an ACC fan, I think Florida State got absolutely robbed. And everybody's saying ACC is not this, ACC is not that. ACC went 6-4 against the SEC this year. So we also have the most bowl eligible teams out of any other conference, and we have the most wins out of any other conference. Statistically speaking, like percentage wise, we have the most teams with winning records out of any other conference.
Can I address the 6-4 real quick? Can I address that against SEC? There's not a ranked win. There's one ranked win in that whole thing. Two of the wins are against South Carolina, who went 5-7, and 2 are against Vanderbilt. So
are 2 against Vanderbilt?
Yeah, and I'll also say this: a 7-5 Kentucky team beat the second best team in the ACC at home.
That's true.
I just
but we both know Louisville's frauds. I told you that.
Yeah, they stink.
I told you that. I think NC State right now. I think if NC State, Florida State would have been a better game than Louisville, Florida State. But anyway, it's just me speaking as a State fan. But as an ACC fan, I hate to see Florida State not get in. But as a college football fan, I would much rather see Alabama play Michigan than Florida State play Michigan. Simply speaking, because with Jordan Travis, this is a different ball, or this is a different team, obviously. Florida State has had their troubles. They've had injuries. Alabama's a good football team, man. Alabama, they did lose to Texas, but when that team that lost to Texas is a completely different team now. They didn't even have a quarterback against Texas, Cam. And Jalen Milroe is playing lights out. The winner of Michigan, Alabama wins the college football championship. I think everybody knows that. I think, but
yeah, I kind of share the same school of thought with you. If you're looking at resumes, Florida State should have been in, but that's not the committee's job.
Yeah,
the committee's job is to put the 4 best teams in college football in the playoff. I thought Florida State should have been in until I saw the thing where it says that they can take into account key players being injured.
Yeah.
When I saw that, like, there's no reason they should be in, because when you're starting quarterbacks out and you go out and hang 14 points against Louisville in Charlotte, like, you're not one of the 4 best teams in the country.
And Cam, you're gonna disagree with me when I say this. I know you are. I think I've already told you this, and you did disagree. If you're going to put the best 4 teams in college football into a playoff, I think that it is Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and Alabama. I think if you're going to take the best 4 teams in college football, it is those 4. So between those teams, Alabama has 1 loss, which we were just talking about. Alabama has a loss to Texas. They did not have a quarterback at that point. There was 3 people fighting for a starting job. I think they had 2 quarterbacks playing that game. That's one. Georgia's only losses to Alabama in the SEC championship. Georgia has not lost a game since 2021. Georgia's won the last 2 national championships. Ohio State's only loss is to a Michigan team. And this Michigan team may be the best college football team that we've seen since LSU. And number 4, number 4, Michigan speaks for itself. But I know Washington's good, Texas is good. No hate on them, but if you are going to throw the best 4 teams in, I think those 4 have to be a consideration.
Yeah, in my opinion, they got it right. I think right now those are the 4 best.
Oh teams. Yeah, absolutely, they got it right. They could not put in the teams that they did. You could not put Washington, and you could not put Texas in. I'm really
We'll go.
curious, man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, we'll go over our predictions in this episode, and we'll probably cover them again because they don't play till New Year's Eve. But I do want to hear like what's your prediction of the bracket, just off the top of your head.
I think Texas beats Washington. I think Alabama, Michigan, dude, I have no idea. I still have. I looked at the line today. Alabama or Michigan's a -1 favorite. So, give me Alabama, man. Alabama's been there, done that. Michigan has not been there, done that recently. And then the winner of Michigan Alabama wins the national championship. I think Alabama beats Texas.
Yeah.
What
You
do
think Texas? You think Texas beats Washington?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Washington beats Texas. I think Alabama beats Michigan. I think Alabama's national championship. That is also coming from a guy who has a 12-1 Alabama national championship ticket. So a little bit biased.
Pay that guy.
But yeah, man, college football. I think they got it right. We already went over transfer portal. Is there anything else you want to talk about transfer portal?
I think we hit everything.
Real quick, I don't want to pay this guy much mind, but Draymond Green, another incident, gets suspended. Complete right hook to Nurkic. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think that guy should be playing basketball again this season. Personally, this is his third thing in like 2 months. Like, the guy doesn't need to be playing basketball. He needs help.
Draymond has been ejected more. He's the second most ejected player in NBA history. Number one being Rashad Wallace. Did I pronounce his name right, Cam? Rasheed. Okay. Yeah. Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed did not get kicked out of games for physical manners. Rasheed got kicked out for bitching at the refs. So, Draymond, man, I hope you get it figured out. Even when you have former All-Pro teammates like Kevin Durant coming out saying, I hope he gets the help he deserves, I think that's when it gets to an issue. He may have some anger management stuff going on. He's playing the enforcer role. I don't know, man. I don't really have too much to say about it, but
I did see a hilarious tweet. It said Rasheed Wallace needs to be in the stadium like Kareem was when LeBron broke the scoring record for when Draymond breaks the record for getting thrown out of a game. I thought that was funny. That would be a good one.
But Draymond ever plays again, we'll see.
College football bowls, man. We got a lot on tap here. We're gonna go over the big ones today. Next week we'll go over the ones that are happening that week.
Yeah.
But Ward, starting out with I hate that it's called the Pop-Tart Bowl now because it's a really good bowl. It used to be the Cheez-Its Bowl, now it's the Pop-Tart Bowl. But NC State opens up as 3-point dogs going against Kansas State.
I didn't know that we were dogs. I thought we were favorited. Never mind. But anyway, man, this Kansas State team is good. I watched them win the Big 12 last year in person. But I think NC State is one of the hottest teams in college football right now. Give me the Wolfpack. We've had a bunch of guys transfer, but give me the Wolfpack winning. It's going to be Dave Doran's first 10-win season.
Yeah, I got Wolfpack outright. Keon Lazane goes for 10 receptions, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Friend of the program, by the way, if you didn't know. Gator Bowl, Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Jacksonville, Florida.
You're going, aren't you?
I'm thinking about it. I tried to talk Justin into going. He's not going to be able to go. But yeah, Kentucky opens up as 7.5-point dogs versus Clemson. I'm telling everybody right now, Devin Leary's playing this game. Ray Davis is playing this game. Put a hefty amount of money on Kentucky money line, because if you haven't seen, Clemson has had like 4 first-rounders opt out, and they've had like 3 guys into the transfer portal, starters. They're going to be decimated. I think Kentucky wins this game outright.
I didn't know they had guys opting out. I had no idea about that. Speaking, I was going to take Clemson winning this game. Speaking of that, Cam, you spoke some existence into my mind. Give me the Wildcats.
Gotcha.
Not covering, but winning.
Gotcha. Sugar Bowl, Texas, Washington. We already went over it. Texas 4-point favorites. I think the Huskies win outright. Ward, do you think your Longhorns cover here?
Dude, I'm rolling with the horns up here, Cam. Rolling with the horns up. I think the Longhorns are going to do it. I think this Washington team is very good. I think this Texas team is very good. Washington has not played an elite defense yet. Texas has a stud defense. So not like Georgia, or not like Alabama, Michigan, but give me Texas winning.
A lot of pros on that front seven. I saw something funny here too. just imagine more. Texas beats Washington, right? They're playing Alabama in the national championship, or Michigan, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers goes down. Guess who walks up, wins Texas national championship as a true freshman? None other than young Manning.
I
Arch
didn't even
Manning.
think young Manning was traveling.
Dude, he's QB2. Their backup entered the transfer portal yesterday.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
So Arch Manning is officially QB2 in Austin, and just that would be a funny, kind of turn of events to happen, especially for me as a guy who on record has said that Arch Manning, if his last name was not Manning, would not be good.
And speaking of Arch Manning, man, you bringing up Quinn Ewers did announce that he's returning and not going to the NFL.
Yep.
Any chance that we see a transfer there or not?
No, he's locked into Texas. I would actually say there's a higher chance that Arch transfers than Quinn. Bad news for me.
Not Quinn. I meant any chance we see a transfer from Manning.
Arch. I mean, it's always in the cards nowadays. He doesn't strike me as a guy that would get up and transfer due to 1 year, but who knows? Ole Miss could probably use a quarterback right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know the kid. I think it would be foolish of him to leave Texas because he has to sit his redshirt freshman year. But that's not up to me. We saw his uncle when he got drafted kind of pulled one of these tomfoolery moves. So who knows? But I'm not excited that Quinn Ewers will be back as somebody who is traveling to Austin next year to watch my Kentucky Wildcats. I
didn't know y'all play in Texas.
Yeah, second to last week of the season, we're in Austin.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know,
that's an interesting. Why would they book it then? Why wouldn't it be an early game?
Well, it's a SEC game now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Texas.
Yeah,
SEC. That's right.
That's a conference game, big dog.
Never mind. I forgot Texas is SEC now.
For anybody who doesn't know, my company is based out of Austin, so I'll probably be spending the week there. Maybe get Ward to visit us for a Fat Katz kind of deal in Austin. But
dude, I would actually love to go to that game.
But yeah, moving on. Rose Bowl, we're going to see Alabama and Michigan. Michigan's 1-point favorites. I already told you. I think Alabama wins outright.
I'm rolling with the Tide here.
Orange Bowl, the two forgottens. Georgia opens up as 14-point favorites against Florida State. I got the Dogs covering, but it would be an all-time flex if Florida State wins this game and claims a national championship. UCF.
Yeah, UCF style. Them Florida schools, man. Yeah, I have Georgia winning this pretty outright. Really curious what happens here. Really curious if Florida State even plays.
Let me also say, these two states, the states, Ward, have issued lawsuits against the college football playoff. The dumbest thing in the world. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to be like, oh, you know what? You're right, guys. Let's replay the playoff. That's not how it works. It's the dumbest thing in the world. They left you out. Like, suck it up. Go play ball.
Suck it up. Win a game. Well, not for Florida State, but Florida State's already won a game. But
the Fiesta Bowl award. I saw that. I had to double take to make sure this was the right matchup. Liberty plays Oregon. Oregon's 17.5-point favorites. I'm pretty sure Liberty had like the 230 ranked strength of schedule. This could be a slaughter.
Yeah.
Our boy
from
Costa
playing or not? Or does it matter?
I think he is. I don't know. I don't think it matters, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, that 17.5 is a lot. If Bo Nix plays, I'm taking it. If not, then we'll maybe look into it some more. But I got
Oregon by murder.
Yeah. Peach Bowl. This will be a fun game, I think. Ole Miss takes on Penn State. Penn State, Nittany Lions, 3.5 or 3-point favorites. Without Danny Mia,
Manny Diaz.
Danny Diaz.
Danny Miaz.
Danny Miaz. That's hilarious.
There, buddy.
That might be my new burner account on Twitter. Without Manny Diaz, who took the Duke job, if you didn't know, I think Ole Miss can win this game outright. Jackson Dart is playing. So, give me Ole Miss in the Peach Bowl down in Georgia.
That's what I was going to say, man. Manny Diaz is gone now. Danny Miaz. I think that Lane Kiffin's going to have something special brewing up. Give me the hottie toddy.
Also, James Franklin at Penn State has only won one bowl game against the SEC and lost 3.
Did not know that. Interesting.
Cotton Bowl, Missouri. 2.5-point favorites against. Is this Ohio State? They're
Ohio
2.5.
State, yeah. No,
Dude, give me
Missouri's 2.5-point favorites.
Huh?
Missouri's 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, give me Ohio State covering, dude.
Yeah,
I don't care that they
Ohio State did lose their quarterback.
don't care. Don't care. I like Missouri. I like Dorkwitz. I think they're a really good team this year. I think they have the best player in college football. Ohio State's the better team. They're going to win this game.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. Missouri has everybody playing. Ohio State does not.
Yeah.
Ohio State's star wide receiver's not playing. Their starting quarterback isn't playing. Give me Missouri, man. Give me Missouri winning and covering. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup, and I think if Ryan Day loses this game, there's a really serious conversation happening in Columbus, Ohio.
That's crazy. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But NFL, man, we got a few games. Really good docket.
Yeah, we do have a good
NFL
docket.
games,
NFL
which
game.
You haven't really been able to say so far this year. Vikings, Bengals. The Bayou Bengals open up as 3-point favorites. I mean, this new quarterback has been incredible. Give me the Bengals covering.
Quarterback's playing great.
Yeah, I think Bengals cover this 3 points.
What about Steelers Colts, Cam? I'll pass the ball off to you.
Yeah, man. 8's not playing. I have no confidence in this team when Kenny Pickett doesn't play.
You don't like Carolina quarterback, UNC?
Dude.
Former number 2 overall pick, greatest quarterback to ever come out of North Carolina.
I can't believe they're not trotting Mason Rudolph out there, man. I could go out and play quarterback better than Mitch Trubisky has.
Mitch Trubisky sucks, man.
Colts win and cover, dude. This Steelers team without 8 is awful.
I hate to say it. I agree with you, Cam. You guys have dropped 2 really bad games your past 2 weeks. And I hate to say it. I'm hoping you guys lose. And the reason why is I'm hoping that they fire Mike Tomlin, and I'm hoping Washington gives him a blank check and says, what do you want? So give me the Colts winning and covering, and hopefully the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin.
Don't put that bad juju on me, man. Broncos, Lions. Lions open as 4.5-point favorites in the Dome. Novak pointed this out to me last night. Jared Goff is a different quarterback in the Dome. So with that being said, Lions put a stop to this win streak of the Denver Broncos and cover the 4.5-point spread.
4.5 is a lot, man. 4.5 is a lot. I initially saw this. I think the Lions do win this game. They are playing at home, but I like the Broncos covering. So Lions win, Broncos cover.
Gotcha. Cowboys. This one surprised me. Cowboys are 2-point dogs against the Buffalo Bills. I think the Cowboys win this game outright. I would take Cowboys money line in the juice personally.
So what I saw right now is the winner of this game, quarterback-wise, is going to be the betting favorite to win the MVP.
Dude, don't forget about Brock Purdy, man.
Yeah. Brock Purdy, he's throwing a lot of screen passes that break off for 50 yards. But anyway, all that shit I talked about Dak Prescott, he is playing pretty good right now, we'll say. But everybody has
top 16 quarterback.
Right now he is. I'll give him that. Right now. He is playing pretty good.
Also, if we're talking about that now. So let me just say, John Castletoe, you made fun of me for not having Geno Smith in the top 10. How's that working out for you, dog?
Yeah, how's that going for you, Johnny boy? How's Bryce Young going for you too? Better yet, how's hey, Drake May's number 2 overall pick, right? Greatest quarterback ever? Yeah, Sam Howell's the only good quarterback to come out of Carolina.
Dude, the Panthers might be able to draft Drake May. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot, man. They traded their draft picks away.
Yeah, they don't have any draft picks. They traded them all away.
Yeah. Your Commanders taking on the Rams. The Rams open as 6.5-point favorites. What are you thinking here, Wade?
We're going to lose. I don't really have much to say. I have not lost hope in this team. I love them. I'm still going to sit down and watch them when we lose. But, boy, that number 3 overall pick is looking good right now. That tackle from Penn State. Come on.
Let's play a game of Ward names that draft prospect.
No, absolutely not.
Is 14 still the guy? We're not looking at quarterbacks?
14's the guy.
Caleb Williams drops a 3. We're not taking Caleb Williams.
14 is the guy. We're going to build around him.
Okay.
We're going to build around him.
Okay.
We're also coming in. We have 6 draft picks in the first 3 rounds, and we also are number 2 in the NFL in cap space right now, coming into this offseason. So, any good-looking free agents out there, we need a really good DB and we need a linebacker. So, come on. For some reason, we lose Cole Holcomb. We let him go like an idiot.
Well, he tapped out after week 6. So
He was playing good
um,
up until week 6.
he was incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, he was awesome. I got picks of the week. Do you have any picks?
I do not have any
Okay.
picks this week. No.
Real quick, Bam's Bad Beats. College football, Jackson State this week is 2.5-point favorites against Louisiana Lafayette. Take Jack State. Men's basketball, UConn, 4.5 favorites over Gonzaga. I'm taking the Huskies to cover the 4-point spread. Arizona and Purdue tip off tonight. The over-under is set at 160 points. I'm taking the over. I know that's a lot of points for college basketball. I'm still taking the over. And then I've got a UFC parlay for you guys. Shavkat money line, Colby money line, Tony Ferguson money line.
I like it, Cam. And right now, I'm actually going to parlay that. I'm going to tell you what the payout is live. Fighting, getting on my sports betting. So we'll do all money lines, parlay, Colby plus 130, Shavkat minus 600.
Hey.
Tony money line. Tony's at plus 250. So Cam, say we'll take a pretend. Do you want to bet $10 or $20?
Let's bet $10 for math's sake.
$10 pays out 83. So
we're getting 8.5 to 1 basically.
We're getting 8.5 to 1 odds. So that is a live bet on Cam's book. If anybody wants to make $83, I really agree with Colby. And I don't know about it's pretty. We'll see. But
hey, you got to put the dogs in there to get the juice, man. So we're running with them, and then the minus 600 Shavkat is basically an extra $5 for you guys. So you're welcome.
And I like it, Cam. And then I do have one pick of the week. I do think Colby beats Leon. I pray that Colby beats Leon. That's my boy. And actually, I have another one. Bo Nickel fights this weekend as well too. He fights Trayshawn Gore. So. Never mind. That's the next pay-per-view. I believe. Yeah. Never mind. That's the next pay-per-view. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cam.
Oh, good. I'm pretty sure that's all we got, Ward.
I think that's all we got. It's been a good podcast, man. It's good to be back. Do we have any pet peeve of the week, Cam? Do you have a pet peeve of the week?
Dude, I was on vacation all last week, man. Yeah. I ain't got a worry in the world, big dog.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, brother. Yeah, I don't have one either. Good to be back, man. Good to be back.
Yeah.
My week is over. For anybody listening, this podcast will probably be posted around 4 p.m. EST. Your boy has to go and get a pump in. I have not hit the gym yet today. It's chest day. Got to grow them man titties and go from there, Cam.
Love it. Dude, we didn't miss a step. Remember last time we took a week off?
We took a week off and it was rough. Yeah. The boys are back, man. The boys are back in action.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, that was episode 35 of the Fat Katz Podcast. Before you get out of here, I want to remind you guys, find us on YouTube and Spotify. Just type in the Fat Katz Podcast. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod, man. Standing on business.
Standing on business. The boys are standing on business. Cam's feeling frisky pick of the week what is the feeling frisky pick of the week? Which one? Your money line?
We'll say that parlay. We'll say the parlay.
I like it. I like it. Well, Cam, love you, brother. It's always good to see you. I hope I'm calling you at 12:45 tomorrow night, 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. tomorrow night with tears in my eyes because Colby is the new American champ at 170, brother.
I love it. I do have one more thing. Nobody's going to hear this because we're at the end.
Nah.
Tickets for the Carolina Falcons game are 50 cents. Dog.
I saw that. I
say we get the boys together and go, man.
Dude, we could. We get pretty cheap. We'll spend more money on beer than we will on tickets, but
yeah, man. But Ward, have a good one, man. It's
always a pleasure, brother. Hey, have a great weekend. Have a great Friday, and we will record next week right before when's Christmas? Sunday?
Something like that.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Cool. All right, brother.
Peace.